focus mode may have messed up this whole thing. Nah, maybe not. How does it look? No. I don't think I can do that. Okay. Regardless, I'm playing CM Hugo Berthier from France. He's going to be met by a very solid Queen's Gambit declined. Somebody criticized me for playing shit openings last time I was playing, so now we're a series openings only stream. So this is not considered to be the most critical, specifically because of this reply, but yeah. I don't think Monsieur Berthier cares. So this is obviously the main problem with playing these lines, is that play can easily become quite simplified. So the question is, should I do anything about his advances over there? Yeah, I don't think so. So that seems a little bit inconsistent to go for rook b1 and then not b4. So obviously I can trade everything. I think I'll just keep the tension for now. I think if I was playing like some kind of tournament game against a very good player, I mean, first of all, this position wouldn't have happened, but also I think I would have traded, just going for knight d2 and bishop d3 when I'm probably already... Nah, I wouldn't say so. I think it's just dead equal. This way I'm trying to keep the tension a little bit more. So this is a nice move, protecting e3, preventing tactics and preparing f3. I'm looking at this move briefly, but I think it's just a bit too much, so what kind of useful move can I guess I'll just go rook d8, and then I'm anticipating f3, and then I'll make a couple of trades. I should take on c3, just to, if not spice things up. I think that would be a bit too big an expression, but at the very least I'm making the game a little bit more complicated. But okay, never mind. I should stop yapping and start playing. Bishop f5, there's knight a2. So I'm assuming bc3. And then c5 was the idea. Yeah, the thing is, I don't think there was a very good reply after e4, so it was kind of... I mean, I don't think it was bad for me either, so it was more kind of a semi-bluff than a pure bluff, but I don't think I had anything particular there. Now at least I can somewhat activate my pieces. Queen here, I go queen a6 or queen a5. I think queen here, no, queen a5. I was thinking he wanted to rook f2 regardless, but it's actually pretty useful for the queen to be eyeing up this rook. I was assuming queen b7, rook c2, that I had a good play there. Yeah, now rook c3, queen b7. Don't see anything big there, so I guess I should just protect my pawn. He's playing quite well, by the way, but this also highlights one of the problems with playing kind of more traditional openings against these guys, is that the patterns will be more familiar to people, which makes it a lot easier for them to play. So I was anticipating e4, knight h5 there, which I think could have been fairly unpleasant for him. Okay, let's continue to push. It's knight c5, but I don't believe that's a big... Yeah, I was hoping for queen d3, but he can take, and then... I mean, rook c2, there's knight e4 amongst others. Okay, I should play faster. Check. Push the pawn. I guess I trade. I'm not playing this very convincingly at all. What did I just wanted to keep an eye on e3, but that was kind of stupid. I don't think this trade was a good decision by him. Okay, we block. I still haven't achieved much, to be fair. Okay, king d6, knight d3, d5, b3 maybe. I think most people know that. Even those, it's a notorious system. So even those who have barely played chess, they probably seen it on TikTok or something. He's playing, I wouldn't say an old school system, but a system that hasn't been super popular the last, 5 years maybe. It's a good system. There are just others that sort of maybe give black even easier play. I don't hate what he's doing though. I mean, for him. For me, I'm not convinced. I could have gone for knight e5 there, either with the trade on d6 or without, but it seemed to me that didn't really give me much. But speaking of not much, I don't think I have much here either. I don't particularly believe in attempts like of gaining an attack here with bishop d6 followed by knight g5 or queen c2, like queen c2 h6. What am I doing? So, but castles bishop b7 is just equal. So what am I to do? Okay, I think including queen c2 h6 is useful. So let's start there. Okay, well this is what I was hoping for. I mean, it's not that this is a super big deal. I think I should do this in order to reply to f4 with f3. But at least now I got a knight in e5. I think if I castle immediately, then f3 maybe was a bit annoying. I mean, still I don't have any real advantage. I only have one good piece, but at least that particular piece prevents him from using the e-file. Yeah, he still has reasonable play though. a5. I think I should probably prevent b4 for the time being. Also, since the f4 pawn may be hanging in some lines, I think provoking the opening of a file here is useful for me. Okay, so he shifts his attention. I think I'll put this rook on the e-file, keeping the option of playing a4 maybe at some point. Yeah, so with rook e6, let's go rook e2. Bishop d3 doesn't seem to be an option, just seems to drop a pawn. And I think it's not crazy, but he's definitely worse there. But I think we can say at this point that he's probably worse regardless. Maybe something like h6, and yeah, I don't like bishop e8 that much. Maybe bishop d7 afterwards. Or maybe he's stream sniping and saw that I had ideas of h4. This I think is definitely an inaccuracy. Whether it's outright bad is harder for me to say. But for the moment he can defend with rook g6. Everything's traded on e6, and then he's got checkmate if I try taking this pawn on e1. So let's for the moment push the pawn. Could have some ideas of... Yeah, his play is very concrete here. This is a bit surprising. I've got ideas of taking everything, then going knight f2 and then knight h3. Because if I take everything knight e5, then okay, let's trade here. So knight f2, bishop d7, nothing. Okay, so I should go here. Queen f8 protects the pawn. Rook f6, I mean, drops a pawn to knight c4. I don't think that pawn is a big deal, but I also get infiltration with a rook, which I think is more significant. Yeah, now I should be doing very, very well. Here, rook g6, there's rook e5. Or also queen f5. g6, there's... yeah, this, but... queen f5, queen f6. I guess rook e5 maybe even easier, but... I don't think it matters at this point. Yeah, I mean, that's not gonna help him. His only choice now is to go back, but I just start taking pawns with check, which usually is a good sign. Check. Another check. Queen g6 is the only way not to lose immediately. I trade. Take some more pawns. It's rook b6, but I'm in time to pick up even more. This just to prevent king from coming here. And then I got this idea as well. Apart from the fact that I'm 3 pawns up. Let's win another one. And I have time to protect this pawn as well. Don't quite know why he's playing on, but I guess it's fair enough. Right here. Maybe after he drops every single pawn, he'll resign. Which he did. Okay. Yeah, game is over, but Alcios is not paying attention, sadly. Oh, he is. Let's look at this. The recent winner of Freestyle Friday, Arjun. Oh, bishop g7 is no good. He should have gone bishop g5, but even there, I think he would have been hard pressed to save. Oh, that's mate. Oh wow, f7 wins now. I mean, Arjun is a combative player, but even for him, queen down. Oh, he didn't see the rook. Now anything can happen. Queen h6 was missed there as well. Okay, this is complete panic. Oh, he missed h7 there with a pin as well. Queen f8, trying to lose now. Does he see the rook hanging? Oh. So that should end in a draw, but I wouldn't put any money on it. He finally saw that the pawn was hanging. I'm not bored. I'm just somehow, I don't know, somehow lacking energy a bit. I don't know why. I felt good earlier today. You're looking good, Magnus. Well, that we can, at least some of us can agree on. Play one f3 next. Yeah. Can we please ban this troll who suggested that? Also, I'm probably playing black in the next game. I need some company to stream with. Really. It's the first time chatter saying that. What makes you think that? Is this the last game going, by the way? Probably was. Like, this list is not updated. I mean, regardless, I'm going to start the next game very soon. So I'm going CM, CM, FM, but I think 2500, 26 or 2700 and then 2800 is quite normal. That's sort of a rating progression in the first few rounds. So this is, I don't know, I call it a running joke, but it's mainly a running joke with myself that I always play double fianchetto when I can. But I do like these systems, and I feel like I have good results with them as well. Yeah, so this is one of the main lines, and it turns into more of a King's Indian kind of setup, where the bishop is misplaced on b7, but it's going to reroute, and he also has some slightly weird pieces. So I had this against Arjun, but I don't remember exactly what I did there. Let's go here first. I think it can be useful, like a3 can sometimes be met by a4. And then it's also good to have control of the a4 square if I want to meet b4 with knight a4 instead. Okay, Alcios. Yeah, he's put it in. He's a good boy. F3, I think, is not necessarily the most obvious move. So now the queen is no longer attacking and does knight, so I can put the knight on a somewhat more aggressive square, and it's not impeding my pieces in the way that it would be from e8, which is the other obvious move to prepare the pawn break f5. So now e3, I think I don't like that move at all. This knight is hanging, so he has some tactical issues here. Like, normal way to answer would be takes and f4, but then I take, and this knight is hanging, and even though my knight is hanging here as well, I should have great play. And besides that, I have an obvious positional threat of going f4, where he would be forced to capture since I'm attacking the knight and the pawn on g3, so he does have some issues here already. Maybe g4 is his idea, but even there e4 can be considered. Yeah. So there's f4. Like, f4 is begging to be played. The question is it any good? I think I just do it and then think later. Knight c2. So he wants to go f4, which is the positional threat here, which I generally should not allow. So here there's bishop f5, there's e4. There are a lot of options really. There are also moves like queen e7, queen e8, queen g6, which I don't mind too much. g4, knight f4 seems good for me. So, yeah, I don't love this though. Maybe our position wasn't as good as I thought. In g4 there's also knight f6, but seems a bit passive. I think I gotta go knight f4. I do have some excellent pieces here. Queen is coming to g6 as well, rook to e8. But the question is whether he's in time to go for some quick bishop b2, knight d4 and so on. I think I'm undoubtedly better, but I'm not sure it's by a tremendous amount. So let me go here. I think I don't want his rook to enter the play via b2. So let's take with the queen. Don't mind a queen trade particularly. I think I have excellent pieces in that endgame, and his bishop is quite bad, hemmed in by all his pawns. There's also h5 here, by the way. I guess I can do that later. Or why not do it now? Maybe this wasn't fantastic. It's anticipating bishop f5, rook c1, and then trading, but now I don't love it. Maybe bishop f5 is just no good. Okay, let's just continue to improve my position then. I have some advantage here regardless. And my king is going to find a beautiful square on f4. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about is whether my pawn on f4 is weak. But apart from that, with this move, okay, so he's preparing king f2 without wanting to worry about knight d3, which is quite logical. I think I'll go here actually, and then king f2, rook e8. Rook h1, I'll take it. He has to take with the rook, and then I invade via e3 and knight d3. Should be good. Otherwise, rook e1, it's the same thing. I trade, then go rook e5 and rook e3. or something along those lines. So king e1 was forced. Maybe I go rook h2 actually. Why not? Oh, I missed king f1 entirely. Okay, that was a stupid move. Okay, gotta regroup then. K5, rook e3. At least I'm invading a little bit. I was about to say it's not a full-scale invade. Yeah, that's not a funny joke these days. Where's the knockout here? Okay, let's improve the bishop a little bit. Yeah, that didn't really lead to anything. Okay, let's push. I mean, I generally should be winning, but still my time usage leaves a bit to be desired. Now this pawn should be following, and with it, the game. Check. K3. Oh, tricky. I thought he was going to take the pawn. Almost semi-pre-moved a rook blender there. Okay, takes. Yeah, now it's just fairly simple wrapping up job. Much like my previous black game, I just want to take all his pawns, but of course, if I'm offered a rook, I'll take that instead. And I don't queen immediately, because that would have been stalemate. But there we go. Okay, another hard-fought win. Pretty, some pretty dull technical chess in these black games so far. To be fair, in the white game as well. But it seems that that is pretty much all I'm capable of right now. It seems yet again we don't have a lot of good games to follow, but guess that's okay. Yeah, you're missing the DJ. A lot of people are. You know, you're the silent majority. Everybody, everybody hears those 2 or 3 people who don't like the DJ, who don't like the music, and so on. And meanwhile, the silent majority are just screaming out that they love the DJ, but then, negativity is just picked up by people so much easier. Like, it just infests people's brains. So we end up in these situations where the DJ feels that he cannot perform his functions anymore. The DJ is still in the building, luckily. But yeah, there was also, email from Kramnik, and then actually that's not true, but one from chess.com about fair play, blah blah blah. He did help me to a fantastic 9 out of 11 score, so yeah. Oh, there's a big gift from Chess on Earth. As long as chess is not a multi-planetary game, at least as far as we know, we really appreciate that. Oh, the old 2 bishops against 1 bishop. Is Mr. Ovitic going to discover that it's hard to win this? I think he just did. Oh, what happened there? Oh, I think I clicked out of it. Okay, so I'm playing Ibarra, whom I've played, I feel like, a lot of times in Title Tuesday. I think I had one really bad loss when I was in Toronto visiting the chess browse, and then I had some wins as well. But again, you know, the negative information, that's what you remember. So I had this against Christopher Yu. Last Title Tuesday, of course, Ibarra plays the correct way, going for a6 instead of blundering into knight b5. I think I had that in the bullet brawl against you, actually. Yeah, so there the thing was, there were a lot of complicated lines, I think, with g5, but this seems reasonable. At least now I get what I had against you, just, which wasn't great. Like, I was lost, but I'm a bunch of tempi up. 97. This is some kind of attempt to play positionally. Well, then I will play positionally. Grab the bishop pair. Now, the famed London bishop has no opponent. I think I should go here. It opens up some possibilities of trades, but I think most of all it just throws off his coordination just a little bit. So am I trying to be too clever here? I was thinking h4, knight f5, bishop b4, queen b6, knight d5, but then queen c6. There's still knight f6, gf6, d5, which at the very least is complicated and a lot of fun for me. And I'm kind of actually really attracted to that option. Otherwise I could take an e7, but I kind of like this one. So I think he quite logically goes for it, and then we'll see. I think for at least for blitz, this is quite a promising sacrifice. Okay, so you could have gone to b6 or c7, but it basically leads to the same thing. The thing is, like, my king is so safe here. And my bishop is really strong. His knights they're kind of targets at the moment, so at least in blitz I have some really lasting compensation here. I'm anticipating, yeah, so this is an option of course, but now I can at least win the knight back, which I think I should, and then have a clearly better endgame. Yeah, so it takes knight c6, I suppose. I think I should not allow him to trade, so I'll go bishop c3. And he probably has to trade for now. This bishop is looking mighty strong. The question is, I think I can... Why didn't I go rook g1, by the way? Oh, no, g4. What am I talking about? I think he's probably got to go for this. I had some hopes of going f4 and then rook h7, you know, playing for mate, but once he started wanting to trade rooks, then I think it's quite prudent for me to just go the other route. And so I think bishop on g7 could be slightly stuck there, so I'd rather try and keep it a bit more active here. Rook e2, I think I'll go bishop e3. He may trade off pawns there with f4 takes, rook f2, but I think I hide the bishop away. Once I activate my rooks, he should be in a lot of trouble. Yeah, this move I don't like for him at all. think I can just go rook d7, knight e7, I trade. Then I go back to g5, and that should be it, more or less. King g6 just loses trivially. So we go here. Yeah, the pawn in game has to be lost. Takes. He gets to f4. So I have to take a little bit of care. I didn't take this very seriously, but this has to be winning. Otherwise, you know, he does have a more active king, but otherwise I'll have to seriously reevaluate a lot of things when it comes to chess if this is not winning. King d4, I go king d2, then b3, c3, kick. Lines like this and gf6. Knight f6 seems to lose since I go bishop c3. So there is knight e5, which I thought, you know, compensation. I didn't really think further than that. But my intuition was correct, and that is at least a very good sign. Okay. Okay. Murzin. Okay, not the most exciting pairing in the sense that the world rapid champion plays fairly solid chess, but I will give him the chance to get a little bit out of his shell with this move. Okay, let's go for a Philidor then. I mean, knight c3, d5 is an option as well. I'm happy to play this. I was gonna say, I assume he's gonna play something solid, but I was wrong. H5 is maybe not a good move. Never mind. Okay, so H3 evidently was to prepare bishop E3, rather than necessary to go G4 immediately. Let me go for B5 then. Seems reasonable. The question is, should I try and prepare a quick B4? I'm not sure. Let's go Queen C7. I'm preparing G4, HG, and then Knight B6 maybe. And then I'm hoping that Knight G4 is gonna hit him after the G5. Yeah. Yeah, Knight D2 doesn't feel too threatening though. Should I go for G6? I think that's a move I probably want to play regardless, so let's do that. I'm also preparing to potentially Answer queen f3 with bishop g7. And in case of g5, knight h5, I will have already protected my knight. So queen f3 was expected. Now I think probably d5 is going to happen. Could be that d5 is strong. Yeah, maybe d5 was actually quite strong. I think I should not have allowed that. This may also be a bit better for white, but I don't think it's terrible. So I have some ideas of extricating the king to the queen side as well, which is not fantastic, but I think it's a decent home. So he's playing it a bit like he evidently does not want to castle queenside and run into a quick assault with a5. But it's also taking a lot of time here. It seems that my pieces are finding good positions. Yeah, knight b3 was quite logical. Knight a4 is an option. Takes, knight d2 back. Rook b8, bishop c4 doesn't seem too promising. Don't want it to take necessarily. I guess I should just go a5. For the moment the sack is not dangerous, I just take queen c6 and he has nothing. Or even queen c2 for that matter. And knight c5, well, this doesn't seem too threatening either. I trade knight d. I think knight d7 back. Oh. He's playing for tricks now. But I generally don't believe this at all. So I can secure a nice advantage by simply taking and then going along castles. Maybe I should just do that. Yeah. King b7. I mean, I obviously have a very nice advantage here. I think for the moment I should not offer the trade as it seems that he's afraid to castle. Well, I think maybe now whatever plans I may have had of winning in the attack were not too realistic, and this just seems very promising. Knight g1, there's rook h1. I mean, I can even sack the exchange here, which looks very good. You know what, I kind of want to do that. I missed this a little bit, but yeah, this was unnecessary. Why did I go back? Okay. I mean, the idea was to go c5, but I don't like it that much. Could still go here. I still have a dominating position, and I think I'm going to win, but I don't love the way that I've played this. Oh no. That was not good. Ah, this is not good at all. Oh, can you sack? No, what am I doing? Maybe I'm escaping. Okay. What am I doing? A little bit more time now at the very least. Okay. Okay. Yeah. What a terrible game. Good fight though. Just shocking. Shocking. That was not shockingly the last game of the round. Okay, we're not out of this. Yeah. Oh boy. An epic game for sure, but there were a couple of things that probably, could have been done slightly better. Good times. I feel like I had something very similar against Knight Just Black. I don't know if this is good or not. Maybe I should go on to D2. Oh boy. I mean, Musin fought well, but still, I should have won that easily, and then obviously I should have lost it as well later on. Just not very good. Yeah, so this is kind of the concept that his queen is not that well placed here. But honestly, this doesn't do that much, I think. I'm very much going for piece play here, rather than pawn play. Okay, this makes sense. What if I go bishop f3? e6 seems to be natural, and then a5 or something. It's knight d4, no, I don't think so. a5. I think the truth is I don't really have much at all here. Here it takes knight b6, knight a5 is my idea. Then maybe bishop here. Depending on where he puts his queen. The inclusion of h4, h5 also gives the game a little bit of a weird dynamic. I think for the moment it's probably favorable for black, but this could of course change. I just noticed I have queen d4. I think this could be a transition into a fairly good endgame for me. Maybe it's not that much. Takes bishop d7? Maybe there's bishop c7 there. Could be a bit unpleasant. The thing is, I think it was not positionally desirable for him to take. It was more positionally desirable to protect the knight, but either knight to d7. But then he was running into trouble with okay, now I think I should go here. Yeah, he was running into trouble with the skewer on d6 with the bishop, so he was losing a rook for a bishop there. Now the knight is forced to a bad square, and he has to yeah, I'm gaining access to c5 as well with the bishop. Should I go to d1 to protect c1? I guess I might as well. Sorry, it was to protect d4. I think I said something else, but that's definitely what I meant. His pieces are sort of coming to life a little bit. Should I go with the bishop to c5? I guess I might as well. Maybe rook e8 is a good reply. Yeah, I think that was... yeah, so this is where I hoped... This is what I hoped he would do. Maybe I don't even have anything here. Knight b6 was the idea, and then to go b3 and c4. My opposition is just a bit too loose here. Yeah. I think I'm biting off more than I can chew. I think I've lost the thread here a bit. Okay, let's try and regroup. He takes. I think that was not a good trade for him. Now I believe he's in a lot of trouble. b4 and then rook a3 looks very good. Just want to push c4. Knight comes here. And b5. And everything's falling apart for him. There's b6 once. Don't think you can stop that. Maybe not the most clinical, but it's more than enough. And knight d6, then knight b5. This does the job. Huh? He still is fighting a little bit. Let me just exchange as many pieces as possible. Here, you know, just cement the position. I could have just gone with king as well, but doesn't matter. My pawns are rolling eventually, and he has no counterplay. Yeah, I definitely lost the thread. I want to see how good my position actually was. Yeah, so this wasn't actually that good. Oh, bishop b8, I didn't even see that. Yeah, I should definitely have. I just didn't see that this square was available. Here. Yeah, this is a bad plan. I could even sack the exchange there. And I'm so clueless. Here I'm thinking knight f5 comes and he has counterplay, but I was even thinking about knight a4 here, but I didn't really like it. But this just crushing. Here, yeah, this is bad. Knight c3, yeah, this is my intention to go bishop b6, but apparently it doesn't work. And then rook c5, as I thought, was really bad. No, it's just lost. Okay. Not playing so well. Sorry. Sorry for everybody's ears. So we got Alireza as well as Serrano on 5.5, sorry, on 6 out of 6, and then got a bunch of other players, including myself, Dude, Russia Lagov, and so on. With, where's Jim Howell? Yeah, I don't see him immediately, so I assume he must have maybe not had the best last couple of games. Okay, this one was won. Anything interesting still there? Doesn't matter. Oh, he's got 5.5. Oh, yes, he does. Wow. And he's got a better tiebreak than I do, or at least he had. So, David says we're gonna play. We'll see about that, big boy. But yeah, play is not fantastic, but nothing. No serious damage done so far. Derach is not one of my favorite opponents, that's for sure. It's very solid. And, I mean, he's also very good, so. Which also makes it a bit harder. Okay, let's try and play King's Indian against him. I mean, the idea of knight d7 immediately is, you know, you want to go, sometimes you want to go for a quick e5 and then knight c5 against certain systems. When white goes for this, then it really is not great, but this is a little bit unusual. Okay, let's go knight g4. f6. So these are some old lines, I think, which obviously I don't know. Yeah, what's the thing? People go for c5, I think. I think this is what you do. And we get some, like, really... I've seen some long games. I've seen Rajalbo, for instance, defend this as black, more or less as a fortress, just... yeah. Locking things up on the king side and hoping that white cannot break through with a3 and b4. But obviously for a tournament like this where you have to win most games, that It's not gonna cut it. I'm not sure bishop d7 is really that useful. Let's go b6. I think I have to do that regardless. Is g4 good for white here? Yeah, I think this is good. I could have gone f, g, h, g, and then tried to play the knight around to f4, but I think his knight goes to f5, and with the... yeah. Yeah, I think there with the space advantage and everything, then that was just very unpromising for me. So this unfortunately allows him to lock up the position. I just didn't see that square at all. Like that's the state of my game right now. There's still knight g3. Never mind. Let's go king d2. I'm still claiming that his bishop is kind of bad, but I'm not sure I believe it. Rook e4. No, this is nothing. c3, rook e8. I was counting on knight g3, but that's rook g4. Nope, I have no advantage anymore. I may even be a little bit worse, actually. Maybe I can go rook e1? I mean, it's an ugly self-pinning move. But maybe I kind of have to. I think I actually have to. There's bishop f6. Oh, bishop f6 is nasty. Am I just gonna hope that he doesn't see it? Are we that desperate? Okay, let's play something a bit more natural, maybe. I just don't see how I'm winning that. Yeah, this is not too inspiring. Yeah, rook g4, of course. Rook g1. My knight is just not getting to any good squares here. Okay, I think I have to go here to prevent bishop f5. Knight probably goes to e2. Yeah, I have some advantage. As long as I can keep his bishop passive. Okay, well that was a bit of a desperate move. Maybe not a bad one. Bishop f6, I suppose. Guess I'll go g3. Freeing up my rook. Now I can protect the knight with knight rook g2. Let's go check. Prepare. Some potential mating attacks, actually. This is still a bit annoying. Rook h7 is not playable. I guess I'll have to trade then. With this, huh? I don't like this look of that for him at all. I didn't see that he could keep a couple of checks. I'm still much better though. I think I should still win. You cannot even go king e6 because of rook e7. Skewering. Check. Take the pawn. Yeah, no. It's a mopping up job. Okay. Not fantastic. That's for sure. Let me see, did I actually have any real advantage? Yes. Oh, I should just trade. I'm overthinking everything. Here, I had lost my advantage as I thought. And he should just go. Yeah, should go bishop f6 when he had the chance. And here he is kind of desperate too. There. Rook b8, huh? Okay, yeah, knight f4 was an only move. But There were still very good winning chances, but okay. Okay. And here. This is actually correct. It just was lucky because I hadn't calculated everything. Yeah. I am not thrilled with the way that I'm playing, that's for sure. There's loss, of course. I have to try and play 3 more good games and then we'll see. I mean, I have won all the games that I won. Like, things could have obviously gone differently at times, but it feels like it has been the logical result for most of it. And the 2 games which I haven't won, the 1 draw and a loss, I had a very clearly winning position in both of them. Obviously they need to be converted, so I'm not going to convert everything. Also Mertzen was completely winning, which he botched at the end. But yeah, the game against the Edge was kind of... No, let's give it 7 as well. Okay, I got Antipo Fridges. Honestly, not the worst pairing. He's a good player, but he's not as solid as maybe some of the other guys. Kind of don't like this B3 line. But then again, what to do? This is the kind of thing that people are playing. Yeah, so C4, what is it that people do here? Do you just go for D5? Seems unlikely. Should I go Knight of 6? This also seems a bit unlikely, but I don't know. Knight G4. Well, that was a kind of an unexpected pre-move. Oh, maybe this is clever. Can I sack a pawn like D6 takes? Thing is, if he takes, at least his knight is, or sorry, his rook was kind of caught there. But I've spent so much time though. I don't understand that move. Oh yeah, now I understand that move. Okay, let's go knight here. He's still got a few issues to solve. Specifically based on forks with knight f3. Knight d5, I got rook e2. Rook e7, I'm guessing some kind of rook. I don't really know what he's gonna do here, to be honest. Rook b1, it's b5 takes. I don't see it. Let's just go for you know, it's always just easier to go for the direct option when you don't know what to do. But I don't think I should be in serious danger of losing here. It's a little bit similar to my game against Merson. It's certainly the best position I've had this game. His rooks are really passive. Okay. Take that pawn. What's his idea? Okay, I'll give a check. Rook g2. Take another one. Is this tactically okay? His rooks are still really bad, or his other rook is still really bad. Check. No, that doesn't really do anything, I think. Why is he stalling? I don't see it. No, you can go rook b2, I didn't say that. Okay. I'll just willy-nilly push it now. I've completely collapsed here. No, I couldn't take because of king e4. Oh, this is so bad. Just like the game against Merson, I end up hoping I can somehow salvage a draw. Oh, and I probably will not be able to be honest. Oh, I had 95 as well. This is really uninspiring. At least I get to practice holding rook versus knight and rook versus bishop. I guess that's something. Fun times. Shockingly, it turns out that rook versus knight still seems to be drawn. Okay. Oh boy. It was a very interesting game, though. Yeah, so this doesn't work. Obviously, you should go bishop g2. Oh, I could have gone king f8. Same time, same thing as last week happens. I've given up 2 points and then I play Aryan. Oh well. Oh well. Ah, this is typical sweaty Aryan land. Yeah, he goes for this and then. It's the kind of thing that looks like it should be a bit better for white, but I don't think it really is. You kind of get easy moves here as white with with this setup, but it's not really that impressive. Rook c8 is a bit surprising. I thought you would go rook d8 to prevent knight e4, but what do I know? At least I get the knight to d5. Sure, queen a4. Not gonna bother. No, we tried to go for a quick a5. Seems that my play is coming kind of fast. Like, he's probably got to go for f4. He's a good player, but not a terrible pairing for me. Let's try and play the Sicilian that I did. Know that I'm a sucker for that particular move. I was hoping he was going to go bishop c6, because then I'd take everything, bishop c4, bishop bc4, and then at the end there's queen b6 threatening both his bishops. No, this is not that impressive. I can take everything, go queen b6 maybe. But what am I really aiming for there? The queen a5. Maybe I just do that. It's a really boring way to play though. At least as far as I can see, I'm winning my pawn back. a3, there's queen a4, threatening these two pawns. I'm still kind of counting on time being a factor here. Like, not time as in the clock times, but in terms of time versus material and so on, which is often what you talk about in chess. Because if he's given time to activate his bishops, then I think he has a very good position. So, yeah, this sort of indicates that I'm betting on this pawn being dangerous at some point. There's already c4 there, but I think... now I guess I should go c4. That was just no good. I was just thinking bishop a3 that he was forced to take, but obviously he's not. Okay, let's take on. I'm gonna try and hustle him instead. Oh, this I didn't even see. It really is quite bad. I'm not sure actually. I think he to. Then what? What am I doing? I can't even take. Because this falls. Ah, boy. Really? It's okay. I don't see a tactical problem with this. Yeah, that's just a draw.